Hello, everyone. Welcome back to yet another episode of the Bharat Army podcast. And what a win in Chennai. Team India kicked off the home season leg in style, and what a performance. We have plenty to talk about. And हमारे साथ मतलब जो panel members जुड़े, they have been very happy with the start, and you can see that with the smile on their faces. So without wasting any time, यार जयान भाई के साथ हम लोग start करेंगे. He was there with us in the previous podcast as well. So what better way to kick things off? Jayan, wonderful win, some amazing performances. Yashasvi Jaiswal with the bat in the first innings, and then Rishabh Pant, Ashwin, Jadeja. So we'll get to that in a little bit, but I want to talk more about our Spider Boy, Rishabh Pant. So Jayan, your thoughts on his comeback?
वो बोलते हैं ना like सबको second chance मिलता नहीं है. I mean, even in a part of life, nobody gets a second chance often. And this guy, ये भगवान ने बोलते हैं दूसरा जन्म दे दिया है उसको. And this has been a blessing in disguise, not for him, his family, but the entire nation. I mean, the time when he walked out to bat during IPL, like दिल खुश हो गया था. And हमको actually पता नहीं था ये कौन सा ऋषभ पंत. Is he the older version or the newer version, but the upgraded one? But definitely, this is something we are seeing like Rishabh Pant 2.0. एंड जिस तरीके से ही कम लाइक वो ओरा उसका वो बैटिंग का चल के आ रहा है इट वाज जस्ट गूज़बम्प्स एंड दिस I wouldn't have said this way back in 2020 or 2021 when Rishabh used to play for us, but वो एक बोलते ना you need a spark for to enlighten your career. And this I think ये जो भी incident हुआ which was very shocking for all of us and amazing. I mean, this guy, he has upgraded so well that like हम लोग को पता चल रहा है कि वो एक मिसिंग पजल था in that entire World Cup 11, also the 23 World Cup, when he said in that interview कि मैं होता तो मैं जिता देता ये मैच करके और हम 300 ऊपर बना लेते. तो वो कहीं ना कहीं एक मिसिंग पजल है एंड वो लग रहा है अभी भी. You see when he walked out to bat in that second innings, was so confident and playing those shots, smashing those sixes to Shakib Al Hasan, like number one T20 bowler for a long time. And वो like typical उसके वो one-handed six, then his typical commentary coming out and setting Bangladesh's field and saying कि भाई इधर खड़े हो जा करके. So that we missed that chatter behind the stumps also. So that aura of Rishabh Pant is back, and I think we can say, and we had missed one more thing, that Rishabh Pant and Ashwin bowling, and like come on Ash, that was
Yeah.
missed exceptly. Yeah.
Exactly. I मतलब Jayan ने जो बताया, I mean, just hearing all that brought me goosebumps because it is not just a cricket का lesson, but we can also think about it from a life lesson also. मतलब December 2021 में जो हुआ था हादसा, 22 में जो हुआ था
22,
हादसा,
20, yeah.
and
22, 22.
after that, मतलब to come back and score a century in your first game back in the Test match, मतलब amazing journey, and we are so happy to have him back. And of course, yeah, Rishabh Pant for this home season is gonna be amazing. But along with Rishabh Pant, there were a few others, some notable star performance, especially our local boy Ravi Chandran Ashwin, who played an exceptional innings in Chepauk with the bat and with the ball. And to talk about that, we also have two debutants, by the way, on our Bharat Army podcast, Prathamesh and Akhil. जैसे होम सीजन में हम लोग बोलते हैं ना कि टू ट्राई आउट समथिंग न्यू, वैसे ही भारत आर्मी के फैमिली में दो लोग और जुड़ गए एंड इट इज सो गुड टू सी यू गाइस हियर. तो प्रथमेश, स्टार्टिंग विथ यू यार, रविचंद्रन अश्विन, मतलब your thoughts on him, his performance, and the partnership he had with his favorite spin duo, Ravindra Jadeja. So what are your thoughts?
तो लाइक लास्ट अभी TNT में भी उसने लाइक वो उसमें बहुत मचाया था एंड वी वांटेड Ashwin to like step in when the team needed the most. So he came and played like heroics knock for the team. Or like after Rohit and Virat getting the top order was rattled by the Bangladeshi bowlers. But जो उसके बाद हुआ है बांग्लादेश को like out of syllabus था. And they never expected. We also never expected that both of them standing for the team and like almost कितना 200 run का partnership हो गया हो. So it was like बहुत surprising था.
Exactly. And जैसे हमारे जयान ने कहा था कि we missed Rishabh Pant saying come on Ash, come on Ash, and I'm sure that even Ashwin missed hearing that when he was bowling. So मतलब everything is now starting to fall together. मतलब what is wrong in our team, but ऐसे मतलब not everything is perfect. मतलब we talk about Ashwin, we talk about Jadeja, we talk about even Yashasvi Jaiswal. but we are still not clicking well together. I would say there are still some concerns in our batting department, and yes, it was a talking point after the test match, and not just in the last 1 year, but maybe we can say last 2-3 years में वो talking point रहा है. And Akhil, to just give you that googly first up in your debut match, Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, and other seniors का form in Test cricket. Should we as fans be worried कि यार मतलब इनके इनकी बैटिंग के फॉर्म के बारे में सोच के हम थोड़ा डर लग रहा है, क्योंकि बाद में ऑस्ट्रेलिया सीरीज आ रहा है. नॉट आवर बॉलर्स विल नॉट ऑलवेज सेव अस जस्ट लाइक हाउ दे आर डूइंग एट होम सीजन. सो शुड बी एज फैन फील वरिड, और डू वी से कि यार चलो ठीक है, जब तक जीत रहे तो मतलब दे विल फाइंड अ वे, मतलब एक्सपीरियंस ऑलवेज कम्स गुड इन बिग सिचुएशन.
मुझे ऐसा ऐसा बिलीव ऐसा लगता है कि यार रोहित शर्मा और विराट कोहली को कोई नीड नहीं है. जस्ट जब जो जैसे वो प्लेयर्स है, विराट कोहली. और मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि अभी उन लोग T20 वर्ल्ड कप जीता, लास्ट लास्ट 1 मंथ उन लोग अभी आ रहे हैं. उन लोग ने ऑलमोस्ट टेस्ट से T20 वर्ल्ड कप से पहले भी टेस्ट आई गेस 3 से 4 महीने पहले हुआ था, राइट? तो वो फॉर्म पकड़ना आई डोंट थिंक. और वैसे भी रोहित शर्मा ने अगेंस्ट इंग्लैंड के सामने 21 में और 22 में जो चेन्नई में मैच हुआ था, जिसमें 171 या ऐसा कुछ मारा था, तो उसने प्रूव किया था. एंड सेम गोस टू ऑस्ट्रेलिया. और विराट कोहली का वो एक जो DRS का डिसीजन था कि वो एज एज लगा था, मुझे लगा था अगर वो रिव्यू ले लेता तो इजीली वो 50 हो जाता. आई डोंट थिंक इट्स अ बिग कंसर्न एज ऑफ नाउ. बिकॉज अभी उन लोग T20 से भी रिटायर हो गए, तो उनका एक फोकस, टोटल फोकस क्रिकेट टेस्ट टेस्ट फॉर्मेट पे रहेगा. और अभी जस्ट वार्म अप, इसके बाद आपके पास न्यूजीलैंड सीरीज, फिर उसके बाद ऑस्ट्रेलिया जाओगे, तो प्लेंटी ऑफ मैचेस. बाद में आपके आपके पास वार्म अप करने के भी मैचेस है. अभी आप जैसे कि बांग्लादेश सीरीज में देख लो, डायरेक्ट T20 वर्ल्ड कप के बाद जो अभी एक वनडे रेस्ट लेके उन लोग डायरेक्ट बांग्लादेश सीरीज में आए, राइट? तो उन लोग को ऐसा वार्म अप करने भी नहीं मिला. तो जस्ट एक ही मैच था, अभी कानपुर मैच हो जाएगा. नॉट ए वेरी साइन एज
So
ऑफ नाउ.
Akhil here is like very confident and कि यार चलो हो जाएगा, मतलब स्टार players है. But somewhere I mean I want to come to you, Jayan, with this, because I know that we have been having this discussion on our groups and whenever we meet. मतलब चलो इमोशनली हम बोलते हैं कि यार चलो हो जाएगा, मैनेज कर लेंगे, बट स्टैट्स नेवर गो रॉन्ग एज दे से. तो मैंने जस्ट एक स्टैट पढ़ा था जब मैच चल रहा था, दैट विराट कोहली हैज बीन डिसमिस्ड आई थिंक ओवर 38 टाइम्स बाय एन ऑफ स्पिनर इन टेस्ट क्रिकेट ऑलरेडी. जब he got dismissed in the second inning. So for me, it is a big concern for a player like Virat Kohli, for a legend like Virat Kohli to have such a stat. It is worrying because he was regarded and he's still regarded as one of the greatest players of spin in all formats. But to have that stat like that, it is thoda sa concerning. So what are your thoughts on that?
See, more than the worry part over here, the higher worry for me is एक experienced player like Virat Kohli, who's like the best in the world currently. Like बोलते हैं King Kohli है तो भाई सब मुमकिन है.
सब
So
मुमकिन है.
that thing was, oh, just Akhil just mentioned about that, DRS call, which was a bit strange to me. Like, how can a player like Virat Kohli not send such a big edge? And okay, like
Confidence का बोल
लगा है
सकते.
you're not confident, and you have three reviews, and you usually take it, when you are dismissed also. When like कितनी बार ऐसा रहता है कि you're plumb out, you're dead, like wicket is dead, मतलब तुमको मालूम है wicket है, फिर भी you just take a chance to see what it is. तो यहाँ पे I think even this thing, when Shubman Gill on the other hand, उसका भी body language he was not too convincing, which according to me, like usually the non-strikers also have to be convincing enough to say कि ले लो. And I think there was a video where they said that Shubman was trying to pursue him, like ले लो करके, and Virat Kohli like refused and just walked away. So it was a bit strange to me at like because of Virat Kohli's caliber. But yeah, I think the form is not a concern. हमने देखा है he had a very rough patch from 2020 to 2022 when everybody was searching for his 71st कब आएगा, and when eventually that one century which came against Afghanistan. तो आई थिंक उसके बाद तो ही वाज अनस्टॉपेबल. उसके बाद ही स्कोर्ड सम 7 to 8 hundreds in internationals. आई थिंक यू जस्ट नीड दैट स्मॉल स्पार्क, आई थिंक. एंड एज अखिल मेंशन कि अभी हम T20 वर्ल्ड कप जीत के आए हैं, सो दे टेकिंग टाइम टू एडजस्ट इनटू दैट. Whites is still taking time, and Virat has hadn't even played that home series against England.
Yeah.
His last home series was against Australia, that too back in 2023, early 2023. So I think it's not too much worry to me. I think Rohit and Virat का presence ही enough है 11 में. I think because we know एक बार वो click हो गए, and if Rohit and Virat get into the mode, वो टेस्ट को भी T20 बना सकते हैं literally. And Rohit doesn't
बना
see
सके।
that
यस।
like उसको वो freedom मिल गया. Okay, or maybe if Yashasvi gets out, or maybe if there are 1-2 only, like if he gets into that rhythm, उसको वो ढील मिल गया, finished, unstoppable. And same goes for Kohli. Kohli का is he doesn't go for the attacking approach, but a very matured approach in Test cricket. But वो runs flow भी बनाएगा, पर टीम अपनी टीम का एक रन रेट भी मेंटेन करके रखेगा, एंड द स्कोर का रेट भी मेंटेन करके रखेगा. सो विराट कोहली एंड रोहित शर्मा का लाइक स्पॉट्स इन द 11 हैज उनको तो लाइक इट शुड बी द लीस्ट थिंग टू बी वरीड एक्चुअली, देखा जाए तो.
एग्जैक्टली एंड इट्स रियली गुड, मतलब जो पॉइंट्स दोनों ने बताए कि मतलब ऑन सोशल मीडिया ऑल्सो सी, ऑन मीडिया ऑल्सो सी दैट पीपल आर टॉकिंग अबाउट इट बट दे आर नॉट रियली दैट फर्स्ट. जैसे हम लोग यहाँ पे बात करें कि वी आर रियली नॉट दैट वरीड येट, but still we want to see runs, and hopefully the Kanpur Test match is where we see the vintage Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma back. Prathamesh हमारे साथ यहाँ पे है. He's a big Rohit Sharma fan and we have seen him on social media as well talking about him, and even I think Prathamesh will agree that यार रोहित शर्मा को doubt करना मतलब it is as good as like doubting yourself. मतलब you are definitely going to get wrong at one point. So Prathamesh, just coming to you, मतलब विराट कोहली के बारे में तो बात किया ही. रोहित शर्मा the captain, he's been doubted so many times earlier in his career when he started off as Indian captain. Even Test cricket में जब बोलते थे कि यार मतलब क्या कैप्टनसी है, क्यों इसको लाया. But then he kept on answering his critics over the years. So coming to Prathamesh, Rohit Sharma with the bat, यार, can we expect to see a Rohit Sharma masterclass in the next match?
Yes, like talking about Rohit Sharma is known for like big matches and all. So like he'll definitely step in when the team will need him. And yeah, the Kanpur test is gonna be special for him also. Like we can expect some big knocks from Rohit.
Exactly. Rohiraj, yes. So, message to the
विराट।
Bangladeshi players that Roko is not yet finished. वो था ना एक मूवी में डायलॉग,
Yeah.
संजू मूवी में, not finished. So if
Mm.
people think that they are finished, they are not finished. So it is just the start, and we are definitely going to see that. And as we say, yeah, मतलब life goes on, cricket goes on. Our attention now moves on to the next test match. कानपुर के बारे में बात कर रहे थे. Prathamesh is confident that Rohit Sharma is going to score. Kohli is going to score well in that match. So let us have a look ahead into the next test match. India has a chance to seal yet another home series. मतलब ऐसे हो गया यार, अभी तो रूटीन हो गया है home series में मैचेस जीतना. Maybe somewhere we are taking that for granted. तो अखिल भाई, coming to you, कानपुर टेस्ट मैच, do you see any changes in the playing 11? Because अभी ऐसे लग रहा है कि सेम स्क्वाड खेलेंगे except one or two players. मेरे माइंड में भी है, and I'm sure जियान एंड प्रथमेश के माइंड में है. But according to you, should there be a change in the playing 11?
हाँ, मुझे लगता है सरफराज खान केएल राहुल की जगह पे है, एंड बुमराह को रेस्ट देना चाहिए, जस्ट बिकॉज अभी आपके न्यूजीलैंड टेस्ट है तो इंजरी का कोई, बिकॉज जैसे अभी फर्स्ट टेस्ट मैच हुआ है, इफ यू सी बांग्लादेश द वे अश्विन प्लेड तो बहुत क्लूलेस हो गए थे. जस्ट अश्विन, मतलब उनको मालूम नहीं कि हमें, उनको सिर्फ ऐसा है कि हमें सिर्फ बॉल करना है, बस बॉल 90 ओवर्स करना है, दिन खत्म करना है, होटल में जाना है, बस. बाकी कुछ गेम सेंस नहीं. मतलब ऋषभ पंत आपको बता रहे कि ये फील्डर ऐसा लगा, मतलब मींस यू आर प्लेइंग इंटरनेशनल, ये सब क्या है, मतलब ये डजंट मेक एनी सेंस. मतलब आपने रोहित शर्मा का विकेट ले लिया, विराट कोहली का हो गए भाई, ऐसा नहीं होता. तो सेकंड इनिंग, फर्स्ट इनिंग में अश्विन ने जैसे खेला, फिर सेकंड इनिंग में ऋषभ पंत ने खेला. और केएल राहुल का मैंने क्यों बोला, क्योंकि स्पेसिफिकली केएल राहुल एज एन ओपनर अपने T20 में देखा हो, वनडे में देखा हो, जब टेस्ट में भी वो जब आया था तो जो पोजीशन में भी खेल रहा है उसका कोई वो रोल, मतलब जिस तरह का वो प्लेयर है उस तरह से वो, मुझे आई डोंट थिंक सो ही फिट इन. सरफराज इज अ वेरी, जैसे कि हमने उसके लास्ट मैच सीरीज में था, सरफराज जैसे उसने खेला था, आई गेस सेंचुरी भी मारी थी, राइट, द वे ही प्लेड. तो यस, जैसे रवि शास्त्री बोलता है केएल राहुल के पास बहुत टैलेंट है, बट वो टैलेंट आपको 3 डाउन ओपनिंग में, 1 डाउन या 2 डाउन ठीक है, बट जो 5th डाउन 6th डाउन आता है, और मुझे यही लग रहा है बुमराह को रेस्ट मिलना चाहिए बस. ये 2 चेंजेस मैं देखना चाहता हूँ, बाकी तो कोई है नहीं ऐसा कुछ, बाकी तो
I think it's
टीम
a
बहुत
fair
सॉर्टेड है.
point. Yeah, I think अखिल ने जो कहा, it's a fair point. मतलब बुमराह के बारे में तो I think even most एवरीवन विल एग्री यार, मतलब उसको तो रेस्ट करना चाहिए, ऐसे मतलब बोलते हैं ना कि कांच कांच की बॉडी ऐसे हम लोग को ऐसे रैप करके उसको रखना चाहिए टू कीप हिम सेफ एंड सिक्योर फॉर दैट 5 टेस्ट मैच अगेंस्ट ऑस्ट्रेलिया. सो obviously if rest देना है तो बुमराह को देना ही चाहिए. About KL Rahul, yes, that can be a debate, and surprisingly it is not a uncommon thing. On social media also, on media also, we see people talking about कि यार सरफराज ने क्या गंदा, क्या मतलब बुरा किया, ध्रुव जुरेल ने क्या बुरा किया फ्रॉम द इंग्लैंड सीरीज टू गेट ड्रॉप्ड, हाउ कैन KL Rahul come back in. So somewhere I feel that India will persist with KL Rahul and they will say कि यार ये लास्ट मैच है. If we want to like think forward for the New Zealand series, if you still don't perform, then we have options. So somewhere I feel that they will persist with KL Rahul. Maybe we can see Bumrah being rested for one of the pacer or even a spinner if we see a change in the track. So Jayan, coming to you, matlab, I know that we can talk about the playing 11 as much as we want. Maybe we can do that closer to the game. But pitch के बारे में थोड़ा सा बात करते हैं. There have been talks about the pitch in Kanpur. So the last time that India played a test match in Kanpur, it was against New Zealand in 2021. And I remember it was a very closely fought draw. New Zealand just survived by a whisker in that test match. I think Rachin Ravindra काफी अच्छा खेले थे. And it is expected to be a good batting track. So are you expecting the same for the Bangladesh series? Prathamesh, you can also add after that.
I think Akhil ke points are valid. I think two players. I think this one Bumrah should be rested definitely. I mean, we don't see the need to play him. I mean, एक match already जीत गए हैं Bangladesh. I don't think are going to be much of a threat ऐसे तो because Akhil ने like rightly mentioned किया कि 2-3 विकेट ले लिए. They were overconfident, you know, and they thought कि भाई चलो हम लोग जीत जाएंगे. And going into the series also, I feel they were a bit overconfident. They thought पाकिस्तान से जीत गए हैं. They will have a similar track. Bowling लेंगे टॉस जीतने के बाद एंड देन वील डू द सेम टैक्टिक्स. इट डजंट वर्क दैट वे. सो आई थिंक वो कॉन्फिडेंस की वजह से आई थिंक है. तो आई थिंक या वी शुड बी प्रिजर्विंग बुमराह डेफिनेटली. एंड अकॉर्डिंग टू मी आई थिंक उसके बदले यश दयाल को वी कैन जस्ट गिव अ गो. नो हार्म एंड आई थिंक इट्स द राइट टाइम एंड अपॉर्चुनिटी टू यू नो एक्सप्लोर because home conditions at Kanpur, I think what I am hearing is that again it's going to be a red soil going to be used for the wicket. So I think it is going to be slight bouncy because I think we are I think planning for the Australia
Yes, yes,
tour
yes.
from now only, and I think वो दुलीप ट्रॉफी से ही शुरू हो गया है. So I think yes, Dial could give a go. Definitely, I think Sarfaraz straight into the 11. I think according to me, that guy has done nothing wrong. According to me, उसका debut was phenomenal. The way he was batting against England, you know, England series is a big series for us. It's a big series for us as much as is for Australia, but वो हमारे लिए भी एक body series थी. And I think he's done quite well. I think it was an unfortunate way that he got run out. I think in that first innings, he was some 60 odd runs. And he could have easily scored a century. Easily he could have scored a century. But uska flow of runs is upping the run rate. Like Arakil said, कि हमारा top order rattled हो गया था. Ashwin Jadeja stabilized us, but then a player with Rishabh Pant in the middle, Sarfaraz Khan would be very handy, very handy over here because you can get runs from both the ends, and I don't think that KL can match that thing because we've seen him struggling a lot and he can't really get going. I think second innings he tried to get going, but I think it was too late and we had to declare in the end.
Correct.
So I think these two changes are valid for me. But again, if not for a pacer, if we are still looking to add a spinner, Kuldeep Yadav is the best option. Obviously, we can't because अगर बैटिंग हमको वो डीप करनी है तो कुलदीप अकेन कैन बैट एज वेल.
Exactly. Jayan is pretty vocal about his points for the playing 11. तो यार टीम के बारे में थोड़ा और stretch कर लेते हैं बातें because it is a very interesting topic and I'm sure that many of us, even those who are watching this stream, even they will have their views कि playing 11 क्या होनी चाहिए, who deserves to get in the 11 or not. So you can mention it in the comment section as well. कि what are your views on the playing 11? Prathamesh, I'd like to ask the same question team के बारे में. What are your thoughts? Do you see any changes and what are your overall thoughts on the team?
Yeah, so I feel team should go with Aksa Patel instead of this thing, Akashdeep, because like we can have a batting depth because of Aksha Patel. If the this thing, as you see, we can have three spinners for the Kanpur Test also, since it's like spinner friendly wicket. Also, KL should give we should give KL one more chance instead of Sarfaraz, as you saw like KL performing at the end. Like, we know he like वो परफॉर्म कर सकते हैं, बट एक चांस आई गेस बीसीसीआई दे देगी उसको ये टाइप. एंड लाइक आकाशदीप नहीं तो लाइक बुमराह को रेस्ट मिलना चाहिए एज इन बॉलिंग में, बिकॉज अक्सर कैन डू द थिंग्स.
Yeah, yeah, it's a very interesting thing. I know that it's going to be very difficult with talking about KL Rahul ki position, but somewhere I agree with Prathamesh. I think Team India will stick to KL Rahul at least for this Test match because जैसे जया ने कहा कि second innings में he did have start to look like he is going to be on a roll, but then declare कर लिया तो even KL will have a say कि यार मुझे एक और chance तो चाहिए ही. So maybe we'll see KL Rahul in the Kanpur Test match. But obviously, it's going to be a very, very exciting test match, and India is already 1-0 up. So as we move closer to the end of the podcast, this is what we do now. One of my favorite things of podcast is prediction because किसी के राइट जाते नहीं है. यहाँ पे सब लोग मतलब क्या पता जिंक्सिंग करते हैं नहीं करते, बट किसी के यूजुअली जाते नहीं है. So let's give it a go once again. So Akhil bhai, starting with you, your prediction, top performer from both the side, and who do you think is going to win?
सेकंड टेस्ट ऑफ कोर्स इंडिया जीतेगा. टॉप परफॉर्मर आई गेस रोहित शर्मा रहेगा. रोहित शर्मा. एंड फ्रॉम बांग्लादेश हसन मेहंदी जो ऑलराउंडर है ना, वो. ये मेरा
Interesting.
प्रेडिक्शन है.
Nice. तो जयन, coming to you, I'd like to add a different question because obviously मतलब इंडिया तो सब लोग मतलब बोलेंगे on this panel, but I want to ask you name that X factor or maybe a surprising player to watch out for जो मतलब लोग बात नहीं कर रहे उसके बारे में, but who can surprise. It can be from Bangladesh, it can be from India.
Definitely. See, if we don't make the change, if we stick to the same 11, I think Akashdeep could be one factor. He's not been spoken of. I think उसने फर्स्ट टेस्ट के बाद भी आई थिंक रवि जडेजा एंड अश्विन के बारे में ही वी वर टॉकिंग अ लॉट. वी टॉकिंग अबाउट ऋषभ पंत बट एंड बुमराह ऑफ कोर्स. बट आकाशदीप का वो छोटा सा स्पेल था which was like we could see he's taken 4 wickets in the match, 3 to 4 wickets in the match, and वो एक इसमें he was on a hat trick. I mean those two balls वो लेफ्ट हैंडर्स को निकाला था, like it was un like he was an unplayable delivery literally. And he caught those 2 3 over spell, वो breakthrough लेके आया. So it was amazing. I think he was very very less spoken of. I think social media पे also I saw कि उसके बारे में ज्यादा कुछ बात नहीं की है. And he was not really उसको recognition में उतना मिला नहीं because obviously the likes of heroics of these guys senior players. But this is one, and I think second factor could be Yashasvi Jaiswal. We cannot take that guy out because उसकी वो एक उसकी जो in the start of the episode when you mentioned that उसकी वो 50 थी in the first innings, he had a very different approach to what he had in his starting, what he used to play against England. Like वो खुल के खेलता था. पर यहाँ पे he saw like Rohit got out, Shubman got out, Virat got out. So he was there still sticking out, trying to build a small partnership with someone, and he dragged himself to a 50. It was a very balanced and a matured innings from Yashasvi if we want to see. वो अगर सब वो मे बी वो 50 नहीं रहती है उसकी भी विकेट जल्दी चले जाती, मे बी वुड हैव लैंडेड इनटू डीपर ट्रबल. वो न्यू बॉल के साथ व्हेन इट वाज स्विंगिंग एंड मूविंग, then we could have seen maybe Pant and Ashwin at a much earlier stage than as expected. But these things are not really spoken of according to me. I think these two will be key factors according to me.
Interesting. And even I had that answer in my mind. I think if you ask me also the same question, maybe यही आकाशदीप के बारे में बोलता है. And there was a very interesting comparison made about Akashdeep on social media and even by pundits for that matter. They said that he has a little bit of a Mohammad Shami in the way that he runs up, in the way that he balls, जो seam movement है. So of course, yeah, मतलब जो start उनकी आई है domestic cricket में हो या even international circuit में हो, he's had a wonderful start and hopefully he has a long test career because ऐसे bowler जब आते हैं, yeah, yeah.
I think further, if you go on to see for Bangladesh also, we do not rule out the likes of Shakib Al Hasan over here because yeah, he had an off day with the ball definitely, but if he can get going and if he gets his experience in, and he can rattle the top, or like he can rattle any partnership whoever is batting actually, because Shakib Al Hasan is a top quality like all rounder. We have seen what he has done for his country also, and nothing ruled out because the way Rishabh was smacking him, it was not looking that he was, and he was just treating him as another normal bowler only. But he And I think Shanto, the captain, he was. I think he had a good outing in the middle. I think वो काफी अच्छा खेल रहे थे. With the पूरे सब, again they had a 50 plus opening. I think it was the first 50 plus opening partnership in India. This was the
Yeah,
highlight, I think. And Shanto played a good innings. I think he deserved 100, definitely. But yeah, this and you cannot. And this guy, even Mushfiqur Rahim, a good player of spin. Mushfiqur Rahim, a good player of Ashwin, and unfortunately, one of Ashwin's bunny
yeah.
got out for the fifth or sixth time now under him. So I think these three, I think, must be watch out. Who literally to be watch out. These three,
Exactly. And all of them are
Bangladesh,
experienced players. Shakib Al Hasan ka
definitely.
it's going to be a very big concern because ऐसे news आ रही है that he is a doubt for the Kanpur Test match because he had an injury. So for Bangladesh sake, I think,
Mehdi Hasan Miraz, definitely.
yeah. Yes, Akhil.
एक चेंज मुझे ऐसा लगता है होना चाहिए, वो यश दयाल को अंदर जसप्रीत बुमराह के साथ, कॉज
Hmm.
डीजीटी आ रहा है अपने अपने टीम में। इफ यू सी द लेफ्ट हैंडर, सिर्फ जडेजा और अक्षर पटेल है। अपने पास राइटी है, बुमराह है, सिराज है। जस्ट एक मैच, कॉज आपका इसके बाद न्यूजीलैंड मैच सीरीज भी आ रही, तो कंटेंशन में खलील अहमद है, यश दयाल है, अर्शदीप सिंह है। तो इनमें से अभी बोल रहे हैं कि अर्शदीप में भी आ सकता है, नहीं आ सकता, वो बात की बात है। बट अभी अपने पास यश दयाल है और मैच ऑलरेडी अपन जीत चुके हैं, सेकंड मैच
Hmm.
है, तो वी कैन गिव ए ट्राई। बुमराह को रेस्ट कर दो, मतलब उसको रोक दो, मतलब रिस्क बिल्कुल नहीं रिस्क लेना है, क्योंकि सब है अभी। जस्ट गो फॉर यश दयाल। ये एक चेंज तो डेफिनेटली वांट, ये होना
एग्जैक्टली, इट्स
चाहिए
अ
ये चेंज।
वेरी गुड पॉइंट बिकॉज बॉर्डर गावस्कर ट्रॉफी के बारे में हम लोग बात करते आते हैं कि वी आर प्रिपेयरिंग, जैसे जयान ने कहा रेड सॉइल इज जस्ट वन फॉर्म ऑफ लाइक प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर द बीजीटी सीरीज एंड यश दायल कैन बी दैट वन ऑफ दैट प्लेयर टू वॉच आउट फॉर. सो लेट्स सी व्हाट हैपेंस. बिफोर जयान आंसर, हमारे प्रथमेश भाई से भी पूछ लेते हैं उनकी राय. सो सबने अपनी प्रेडिक्शन बता दी एंड आई मीन बोरिंग हो जाएगा अगर इफ से इंडिया इंडिया जीतेगा या नहीं जाए. सो आई एम गोइंग टू ट्विस्ट दिस क्वेश्चन टू प्रथमेश. तो हम लोग ने बैटिंग के बारे में बात की, वी टॉक्ड अबाउट द कंसर्न्स इन अ बैटिंग ऑर्डर एंड ऑल ऑफ अस आर इन ऑन द सेम पेज कि यार खेल लेंगे ये लोग कानपुर में. सो दिस प्रेडिक्शन आई वांट टू नो फ्रॉम यू प्रथमेश, टॉप 4 में से इंडिया के हाउ मेनी सेंचुरीज आर यू एक्सपेक्टिंग इन दिस टेस्ट मैच?
So like the both the this thing innings.
बोथ इनिंग्स या.
Yeah. So we can expect century from like three players.
नहीं,
That
कैन
is
यू?
like Rohit, Gill, and Yashasvi.
ओके, आई एम सरप्राइज यू डिड नॉट मेंशन किंग कोहली है. बट या जोक्स लाइक.
Uh, yeah.
So team player, and I think India will be very happy agar even if 3 out of 4 players go on to have a century in partnership. So yeah, Jayan, coming back to you, your thoughts on.
It is a long time that we had a left arm pacer in our Test 11. I mean, consistency ke hisab se. We
Hmm.
obviously had Natarajan back then in the Border Gavaskar Trophy, but that was, an last minute call because of many injuries had come up over time pe. और सारे injuries आ गए थे, and we had to make a lot of changes in the playing 11 also. Quite a, you can say, धीरे बोलते हैं ना, एक अलग सी 11 हो गई थी. We had not seen that type, but and given the circumstances, I think if we groom Riya style and he can be very handy not only in Australia, but if he performs well, he can be a good option in New Zealand going forward in the next. And England की जो series आ रही है in June, which is the new beginning of a World Test Championship. We can literally be blessed to have a left-handed pacer because left-handed pacers have a boon, I think, on such bouncy wickets and a wicket swing because we have seen what Mitchell Johnson used to do on those type of wickets, left-handed pacers. वो बॉल ज्यादा मूवमेंट आती है, द स्विंग ज्यादा होती है. इट इज ट्रबल फॉर एनी लाइक राइटी लेफ्टी जो भी हो. It is obviously you would have that thing that left-handed pacers are, and it is a joy to watch left-arm pacers bowl in Australia. And I think Arshdeep, we have still not reached that red ball level yet. And if Riya Style is being picked, he's definitely seen something. I think he has a good pace, line length. I think, and this is the right time to get him in. Like Bangladesh के सामने एक टेस्ट खिला लिया, न्यूजीलैंड के सामने he can play definitely 2 tests at least. So he has that experience of 3 tests going into the border Gavaskar. We might not see him play all 5 also over there, but it is really good opportunity in terms of like usko ek MCG पे we can make him play, we can play at MCG, we can make him play at Gaba, these venues where it is very difficult to win a test match, even at Sydney maybe. So these tests, these more than Sydney, I feel even Adelaide. Adelaide is a place which in that pink ball where it's very difficult to beat Australia. One of tests we had a very pathetic outing back then, and I think a left-handed bowler into our playing. I think the last what I remember was I think Zahir Khan was one, Irfan Pathan was two. So these in terms of consistency and who had a good career in Test cricket in terms of a left-hand pacer. So I think we should definitely. I think Ashish Nehra did have, but he was not having a big career. But yeah, definitely I will say we can start off with this thing because हमने एक और चीज है कि we don't have a left arm right arm leg spinner into our playing 11 like Yuzito is obviously not because we already have a lot of all rounders. The last leg spinner I remember was Amit Mishra, Anil Kumble, and so these kind of things have to be tick marked. Left-handed pacer in the Test 11 is a boon, I feel. Even if we play with two pacers against Bangladesh in the next series, but one of them has to be if अगर एक left-handed हो गया ना तो I think he can fill in shoes for two fast bowlers. That is according to me.
It's a very very interesting suggestion and जो जयान ने कहा it was actually tested the last time we went to Australia. मतलब हम लोग ऐसे बोलते हैं यार इसको चांस मिलेगा नहीं मिलेगा but last time मतलब 1% चांस था कि यार इतने प्लेयर्स इंजर्ड हो जाएंगे इतने प्लेयर्स को कोविड हो जाएगा that we had to see someone like Natarajan who was the last left arm pacer in the playing 11. We had to see Washington Sundar. तो all this game time as we are talking जो home season है जब हम try कर सकते हैं it is the right time to actually test these players out before we actually go to that big series in Australia. मतलब already we are seeing that वो बोलते हैं ना लक्ष्य हम लोग को दिख रहा है कि यार ऑस्ट्रेलिया की तरफ जाना है. We have to win another series. I mean, when was the last time a team has won 3 times in a row in Australia? India has a chance to do that. So already preparation wise टीम तो चल रही है फैंस आर आल्सो एक्साइटेड सो स्टिल मतलब वन बाय वन कानपुर टेस्ट मैच है देन द न्यूजीलैंड टेस्ट सीरीज इज अबाउट टू बिगिन बट जेंटलमैन व्हाट अ वंडरफुल पॉडकास्ट है मतलब ऐसे लग रहा था कि यार हम लोग 1 घंटा 2 घंटा भी बात कर लेंगे बट अनफॉर्चुनेटली दैट्स द ऑल द टाइम वी हैड फॉर दिस शो एंड वंडरफुल टू हैव आवर डेब्यूटेंट्स मतलब जो पॉइंट्स अखिल और प्रथमेश ने बताए द वे दैट दे शेयर देयर insights on the playing 11 on the team it was really wonderful एंड कमेंट सेक्शन में आप लोग भी मतलब कमेंट्स में एंगेज करते रहो हमारे साथ कि व्हाट आर योर थॉट्स ऑन द प्लेइंग 11 डू यू थिंक इंडिया इज गोइंग टू हैव दैट 3 in a row or lakcham against Australia later this year so make sure to do that in the comments as well but till then hope you all had a great time enjoy Jayan thank you Akhil thank you Prathamesh for joining us on the Bharat Army podcast we'll be back very soon after the second test match end when we have a look ahead into what's set to come for against New Zealand. And also, Ranji Trophy is going to begin very soon. So we'll have a talk about that as well. But till then, hope you all have a safe week. And till then, take care. Jai Hind.